Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm running late. Hey, Mac Daddy.
Hey
I guess
Larry,
the
how you doing?
girl's coming up. Let me go back. I'm going to have to go back in my living room. Give me a minute. Mac Daddy, you go ahead and talk with everybody, and I'll be right back. I'm trying to set up that camera so we have it pointed at my recliner in honor of Leonard. All right. I'll be right
Do
back.
do your thing. Hello, room. Hi, everybody. I can't see the chat because I'm on my cell phone. Um, for those of us who don't know, we are sadly missing our friend Lenard Lund this week. Tuesday night, I was about probably the last person to ever talk to him, and we found out that Leonard had fell, and for whatever reason, he didn't get or seek attention. I was at a meeting and couldn't really talk to him, but told him that I would get with him soon. And I was probably the last person to ever talk to him. And I suspect that Leonard succumbed to a brain hemorrhage from his fall, is all I can collect. And why he didn't seek attention sooner, I don't know. But God bless him. He's gone and sorely missed. Me and Leonard were very close and talked to each other
It's
daily.
pointing a little higher than I wanted it to, but I guess that'll do for a little bit. I might go back there later and lower it down, but you can see the top of my recliner with a throw pillow there for comfort. I usually have that on my couch. And so, anyway, let's get this going. All right, people. Sorry it took me so long, but like I said, I just set up that uh, G account. I'll change the name later. Uh, but I just want to say hi to everybody. Uh, Edward Beck's here. Hey, Jack, if you want to come on up, Jack. Uh, I'm going to type in some highs to see Alexa.
Oh,
So, how you doing, Ed?
I've been better.
I understand that. I was just, like I said, it's a sad day. I'm gonna have to go in there and point that back down a little bit later, but not right at the moment. Let's get this going a little bit.
I had explained that to the room while you were gone what how we lost Leonard, and
Now, well, that's what I'm saying. This way, the people that want and Dan's last live stream understands. And like I said, the chair is up there in honor of Leonard.
I can
Uh,
only imagine that he suffered a brain hemorrhage.
yeah, either that or maybe a stroke. Hey, David from Trailer Trash Thailand, how you doing, sir? This is the first time I think he's been in my live stream. I'm not sure,
Wow.
but well, I follow him. He's got another one channel, but I don't follow that channel. I follow this channel here, and so now, David, I think it got to love Thailand. Your other channel, I could be wrong, but I think that's his other channel. I met David through uh, Bobby's. time to get going. That's where I met David from. How you doing, Dan?
Hanging in there.
Okay.
Oops. Oops.
Well, that's all right. Like I said, I just David, if you want to come up and talk about your channel, you're more than welcome to come up. Uh, my channel is a little more of an open mic. Now, I usually have the same crowd. Lund was almost in every live stream that I've had open to a panel. Mac Daddy's been in most of them. Dan's been in almost all of them as well. But we just, you know, talk to each other and try to get to know each other. And if you want to come up and explain your channels, you're more than welcome to come up and explain it.
Dan is a world famous donut daredevil. For those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
Yes, I've driven a motorbike over the Randy's Donuts in Los Angeles, California. The big donut. I don't know if you guys know that or not. Randy's Donuts. Hey, I hear that there's a Randy's Donuts now in Makati. I don't know if Makati Mas has taken a video of that yet, but there's the
I've not
Randy's
seen
Donut
it.
truck. Yeah. Yeah, I used a jet engine powered Yamaha 250, and unfortunately, I almost went splat against the big top part of the chocolate donut, but I ended up actually going right through the hole.
There you go.
So, yeah. So it was
Looked like a daredevil stunt, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a spectacular thing to see. Yeah.
probably landed in a big pool of pastry cream.
Well, I actually was able to hold my gloved hand up and grab some of the chocolate frosting
There
on
you
the
go.
way down.
Got a good bite out of it.
Yeah.
And, today's habit. How you doing? I don't think I've seen you before.
It's rained off and on here all day, and we're still having heavy smoke, which makes it look all foggy outside.
Oh.
We're over 700 miles away in Canada.
Yeah, well, you know that fire is messing up a lot of things.
It's amazing.
Yeah, how far that smoke travels.
Yeah, that and the fact the Canadians didn't want to cut that lumber all them years and made it stand there, and now they're losing it anyhow.
Yeah. All right, guys. Dan, you take control. I'm gonna go back and readjust that camera down
Oh,
so we can
okay.
see the chair better.
Already. So yesterday I stayed away from the Dunkin' Donuts shop. Actually, we got there a little bit late.
Are you going through
And
Whitfield?
well, not really, because I've been backing off on the donuts. I mean, you can't tell by looking at me, but I haven't had a Bavarian cream in, gosh, at least 3 or 4 weeks. So we went over to Mang Inasal, the chicken place. We had a chicken, with some dressing and stuff. But thing about it is, something I forgot. It was payday in the Philippines yesterday, so the place was packed. So on the first, there's Leonard. He looks comfortable there. Yeah. The place was packed. The whole restaurant, it was wrapped with a line going around it.
That angle is going to have to do. If I put it down much lower, it's going to fall off the stand. It's on a stand similar to this one, but it's made of metal, and I can lower it down. And
that's a good job, really.
As you
Leonard
probably
would have
noticed,
appreciated
it fell
that.
down
Yeah,
some.
he would have smiled seeing that.
But
God
like
bless
I said, that yellow We got somebody else coming up.
Yeah, and so Pandasol, that's right.
Hey, Jack.
Pandasol. Unstable internet, Jack.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
unstable internet, Jack Hobson. Okay. That's pretty funny.
My internet keeps going in and out, in and out.
See, he just making sure everybody knows what's going on, right?
Yep.
And,
Time for Pandasol. You know, Pandasol is a good option. I think there's some Pandasol sitting over there on the kitchen table. They usually make a Pandasol run every morning in the house. I'm very spoiled here. I don't know if you guys have figured it out, but people are bringing me plates of food and stuff like that. Every morning in the house. Uh-oh.
that's me. I
Feedback.
just brought up a different one and had to turn the volume down on it.
Hey, check this out. This honey from Beekeeping in Paradise has been sitting here on the desk since I used it as a prop in one of the last live streams before we departed. So does honey get better with age? Because
it doesn't get worse.
Doesn't age.
Yeah, it's been sitting there for like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
it's still good. Honey doesn't go bad. You may have to warm it up to get it.
The ants have not gotten to it. Oh, it's sealed. That's why.
Yeah. Like I said, though, honey does not go bad. You can warm it up and it'll mix itself.
Yeah.
And you continue to use it. Honey does not go bad. Unlike some things.
Anywho, I got a picture. I got a picture of Brent when he was sitting there handing this to me in the Dunkin' Donuts. But I didn't listen. I don't know why I didn't do a selfie with him. I guess I'm just not starstruck. If I were with Mac Daddy, I would be starstruck, you know, and I would probably do a selfie and get his autograph and all that. But
well, you know, it's funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
I was discussing that with my son last night. He's like, Dad, you knew all these famous people and American musicians and everything. How come you don't have all their autographs? I said, because if I was to ask all these famous people that I knew when I was hanging out with them for their autograph, they would have wanted to like throw me out. They're my friends. They're not movie stars or famous people. I'm not a fan. I'm a friend.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
And, you know, some of the people I hung out with would be performing, you know, not so much in the United States, but when they were overseas or Germany or something, they may be performing in front of 500,000 people, cheering them. But, you know, when they were home with me, we're just friends.
That's the way to do it, brother. Be a friend, not a fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, and don't out them when you're out with them. It's the worst thing you can do. You have no permission to do that.
No, but, like you said though. Whoa, sorry, Unstoppable. That was me. My
wait.
That's my fault. You're back in. Don't worry about it.
Put it back in your pants, Larry. So it doesn't hit the keyboard.
Well, no, I took it off that stand I got because the other stand would hold it, the metal one. But this plastic one won't hold this phone. And so I just got it propped up so I can look at things. And but like I said, now Jack shows. Like I said, Dave, if you want to come in, come on in. Anybody else that wants to come in, talk about anything you want. We can talk about Leonard. We can talk about whatever you want. I'm just glad this work day's almost done. Was done for me. I got one more day and I get 3 off. That's always a good thing. I'm ready for that. But
God bless you.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you know,
I was sad I had to work today just to get this out before we get too busy.
You know, it would be a better schedule. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
If they were to do 3 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off.
My brother used to work that in the Navy, but I would like to have the day off because they had a Filipino Pride Day or Celebration Day
Yeah.
downtown in Albany,
Cool.
and I had to work all day, so I didn't get to go to it. I didn't find out in time to. Jack dropped out. I
Hey.
didn't do that, guys. I did not
Oh.
drop Jack out.
Hey, Larry, is that Dunkin' Donuts still there on Central Avenue in Colony? The one that I
Yes.
used to work
Yes,
at?
there's still one there. There's still one, and there's one on 9th Street in Clifton Park area.
Ah, man.
I drive through Clifton Park to go to work.
You know, you ought to go in there and say, hey, I used to know a guy who used to work here. I know a guy who used to work here back in the day. Yeah.
He used to make the donuts.
Yeah. You know, the guy that was the manager of that donut shop became vice president of Dunkin' Donuts. His name was Vern Schillinger. He does motivational speaking. He just rose through the ranks. Even as an 18-year-old kid, or however old I was at the time, I could see that Vern was going to be a superstar. So he ended up becoming vice president of Dunkin' Donuts.
That's
Remarkable.
Cool. Hey, a lot of people work their way up.
With a degree in biology, by the way, from Syracuse University, if I could recall.
That's cool.
Abby's here. Abby.
Yeah, Abby's here. Wait a minute, Abby. I'm sorry. You don't have. We're at you as a monitor. I didn't realize I hadn't done that, Abby. There you go. You're a monitor, and you can monitor everybody but me.
I need monitoring, Abby. Yeah.
But,
you need to moderate me. Did you see how my live got? I had to restrict it because YouTube said they were reviewing it, and I just said, hey, why don't I just somebody that troll complained or whatever happened yesterday, and so I said, why don't I just restrict it to 18 or over? And they said that works. So I said I'll voluntarily restrict it, and so I went in there and I restricted it. They were already looking at it. They already had a thing on a notification under the restriction setting, and I just said, forget it. I could delete it, or I can go back and I could restrict it to 18 or older. So sorry about the rant.
Well, now we can be clothing optional, Dan.
Yeah, and I don't see any problem with that. At least we could take our tops off, and I could show them my 36 double Ds.
You want to? Nobody wants to see my man boobs. All right, nobody wants to see those.
Yeah, they're there. I have to strap them in. I have to put on my bro that I got mail order through.
Okay,
Jerry
Jack.
Seinfeld.
I'm just going to say you dropped out. I didn't kick you out. Jack said
Your
unstable
man's here?
internet. Probably ran out of data on my Wi-Fi.
Hey, you know what, Jack? What's amazing? Do you have one of them pocket Wi-Fis? Because you can get one of them pocket Wi-Fis to carry around with you. They're cool.
All right, Dave. I do one every Saturday. I've already got one scheduled for next Saturday. So if you want to come up next Saturday, you're more than welcome to come up. And you can tell. I know Dan likes Thailand, so you can talk about Thailand with Dan.
Oh, I love Thailand. I love Pattaya, Bangkok, Chiang Mai. Stayed for a couple of weeks. I love Thailand.
Like I said, he's got that. Gotta Love Thailand as his main channel, and then he just had a trailer built for camping.
Cool.
And he started
an RV. What the hell? Really?
Yeah.
He's got to be the only ones in Thailand that has one of them.
And he started the channel Trailer Trash Thailand, all one word. I found the Trailer Trash Thailand and started following that.
Yeah.
Right now,
beautiful.
He still hasn't done any camping because it's still being built, but he's got the truck now, and he's hoping the camper's delivered this week or next week. So
fantastic.
He did go out and check out a site on one of his videos, and it looks like a nice site. And they checked out the prices and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been following that. It's something different, I like something different once in a while.
Hey, what are you drinking there, Larry?
My Coke Zero.
Of course, they ran that story. It's all over the CNN and Fox and every other fake news agency talking about the aspartame and all that stuff.
Oh, it could
You
be
know it's
true.
gonna it's gonna stunt your growth and give you liver cancer. I just want to warn you about that.
Well, that's all right. So I don't make 6 foot. I mean, hey,
Yeah,
I don't make 5'10".
yeah,
I don't make
exactly.
5'9". Come on.
It'll probably shorten your lifespan by a couple of years.
Uh,
So
I eventually will probably try to give up the Coke, but I got to find something I want to drink instead. I like tea, but it doesn't give me quite the same satisfaction.
oh, it ran out of load. Okay. Hey,
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what he was
something?
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack, why don't you get, and also, you know what I found really helps is I have a slave modem right outside the door here, but you could get a repeater. What do they call that? A Wi-Fi extender, signal extender. But it was cheaper for me to go with this the slave modem over here that's on the wall. So we got that. So it goes throughout the whole house. I wanted to make sure that I'm irradiated and fried to a crisp, kind of looking like an appendix, Yeah, yeah. I want to make sure I look like a thing of bacon, a strip of bacon before I leave this planet. Oh boy. But the pocket Wi-Fi does remind me of other toys that you can get too.
Well, there's always
All
the thing
kinds.
with pocket pussy.
Yeah, exactly. Electronic gadgets, of all sorts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Woo-wee.
I just wanted you to see that one. No pocket Wi-Fi. I got a prepaid modem upstairs that ran out of load a bit ago. Got to go out soon to reload it when the wifey gets here shortly. We'll hide that again. But yeah, I made up that Ninja account at work today. I had to figure out how to set it up and still have it on the same phone as my regular account because, like I said, I've never done a Ninja account. That's not the
Wow,
name
that's
of
pretty
it.
cool.
That's not the name of it.
It's really cool. That was very nice.
But we had talked about me doing this, and so I wanted to get it set up so I could do it. That's the reason why I started as late as I did.
Missing
Get
man
that up
formation. That's
and
really
running.
cool.
And
I'm
now, in a
sure that
couple of weeks, I'll change the name that I have, and I think it's Triple Life. And I'll probably keep it, but I'll probably change it to Triple Lazy Larry or something like that. But once I put the name in, it won't let me change it for 2 weeks. So we'll change it.
well, it's really cool. And Leonard, I'm sure, has a smile
Yeah.
on his face wherever he may be.
Well, like I said, we discussed this last night on your live, and
Yeah.
the recliner was where we wanted to point it at. And
Hey,
I thought, well,
I got a little bit better lighting today, don't I?
yeah,
I noticed. I moved some lamps around. If you could see
okay.
this setup, you guys would just laugh. I got a lamp over here. I got one over here. I got my magic mic here that I'm going to be setting up. I don't even know how to do this. Where's Retro when you need him? I'll tell you, I don't even know how to do this this gadget here, the soundboard. You know what? Where's Jerry with the chickens to break things up a little bit? Where's he at?
Jerry was in the chat. I don't, but this is about the time he goes to bed.
Really? I look forward to seeing the chickens,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, he goes to bed, which is 7:30, which is about 8:30 my time.
Oh, he's up really early, huh?
Yeah, he gets up real early. He might still be up. LV, LV, LV. How you
LV,
doing?
LV, LV. Ha 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 ha. You don't mind if I not being, not, I don't want to dishonor the memory of Leonard Lund, but I'm going to vacate my seat for a moment and keep the cam running.
That's all right. Go
Because
ahead.
I gotta run over to the kitchen and grab another cup of coffee, or I won't make it this morning. I had I had nightmares last night. And I kept waking up, and I'm not sure. I can't recall what the dreams were about, but I'm gonna go ahead and load up. I'll be right back.
All right.
I
We'll
hope
be
I
right
don't.
here.
Maybe I should pause my mic at least so you don't hear the screech of the chair as I move back. Yeah,
It'll
it's
wake
one of
us
those
up.
plastic. It's one of those plastic chairs. You might end up
Hey,
hearing
Jerry, come on up for a few minutes. Now, wait a minute. Device not connected. What did he do to himself? Jerry, come on up. When Dan gets back, he'd like to see the chickens if you're outside. Ann, how you doing? Welcome. Okay, Jerry, I understand. I just know Dan was saying that he likes you when you come up with the chicken because it breaks up everything. So, like I said, that's why I kind of like Dave's channel, the Trailer Trash Thailand, because it's a different type of channel for me. And so we just, most of the channels I follow, most of them are in the Philippines. Dan, LV, and a few others. Crystal, I follow hers, and there's a few others I follow. Actually, quite a few others, and most of them, like I said, are in the Philippines. I follow Jerry; he's in South Texas. Mike, I'm married to a beautiful woman. He's in Canada, but he also does some Philippines. So yeah, there's. So I like to try to find something different once in a while, and like I said, that trailer trash Thailand is a different one. Also, if I find somebody building something, I like to follow that at least till they're through building it because I enjoy watching how things are built, uh, especially when it's built differently than what we do here in the States. And you all right there, Ed?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just kind of
Look like you're
low
mellowing out.
energy. I'm low energy tonight. I was sleeping, and my biological clock got me up at 8:02.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. I never have to use an alarm clock, and I never am late anywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah. Now, Ann, we appreciate you staying in the background. I know it's in the morning there, so you probably have a lot of chores to get done.
I'm just sitting here thinking
Yeah.
about the Philippines and what I need to do to get there, and my life's
Dan,
going through a lot.
Dan just wrote, Larry kicked me out, and I'll come back up in a minute. And yes, Jerry, we know you lost your fellow Texan. That's why I got the chair up in his honor because he's usually here. Uh, Sometimes he comes in a little late, but he's usually here almost all of my live streams. And so we honored him last night, and I brought this. I set up a Ninja account so we could honor him as being in my live stream one last time. Uh,
I'm so
just to
lost without him.
huh?
I'm so lost without Leonard. I mean, we used to talk together
Yeah, that's what
all
I said.
day, every day.
I know you were probably the closest to him. Then it would probably be Dan. You guys were much closer to him than myself. I
Well,
enjoyed. Go
one of the
ahead.
reasons why I was so close to Leonard was because we're both dealing with an illness, although they're different. They affect our legs and our movement and our
Yeah,
life.
yeah. Hey, Timmy.
I don't even know how I survive in this world with virtually no income. I have nothing, but yet I somehow get by.
Ah,
Welcome back, Dan.
yeah, I don't know how it works when I saw the three dots and I kept clicking on them and nothing was happening. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I mean, it just brought you back in.
It's different when you're running the show or if you're over here with, oh, I see what I did wrong. I now see it. Okay. I'm just an old man. You know what I mean? I'm
Hey, I
not,
don't want to hear that. I don't want to
they
hear
call
that.
me
You're
low tech Dan,
younger than I
low
am.
tech Dan.
You need
Cheers.
my son, Dan. My son would have you all tightened up instantly.
Oh, I know he's very good at the computer stuff.
He repairs everything too these days.
Yeah.
Mengay, how you doing, Mengay?
I showed him one
Mengay's here.
time how to take cell phones apart, and the new ones are glued together. And I invented a way to heat
I
them up.
know. I know mine I took apart and I can't get it to go back together. I have an old phone that I was trying to figure out how to replace the battery on. So I took the thing apart and I didn't realize they were glued. It's almost like uncured rubber or something like that, holding it together.
Well, there's a neat way to heat them.
Mm.
I take a pair of barbecue tongs that I put like pieces of bicycle inner tube on, and we heat them. And we heat them over a hot plate.
Oh, that makes sense, really.
Just a little bit. They sell a machine for like $200 that you can set the phone on, but it'll
I took
only
that
heat it up
phone.
all over.
What's so weird is I took that phone down to the repair shop and I said, "Can you guys replace the battery?" And they go, "We don't have a battery for that phone." I said, "Wait a minute." I go, "I see all kind of batteries over here. I see all kind of thin batteries. Just grab one of them and throw that." But that's not for that phone. It don't matter. Just throw it in there. They wouldn't
Doesn't
do
work
it.
that way.
They wouldn't do it. They said it won't work. It was just a 16. What is it? 16 amp or a number
Well,
16 or whatever it is. What's the big
whatever.
deal?
Well, I'll tell you what the big deal is. You could have a fire in your pocket. The thing could explode and burn
There's
you.
always a fire in my pocket, if you know what I mean, Eddie.
Well, this is that kind of fire you don't want. And Daddy Mengay says hi.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, this is one that could really burn you, seriously. That's like cars today. You can't just put a battery in a car. It's got to match the car.
Oh, I tell you, now this was quite a few years ago. I was still living in Terre Haute, and my battery went dead because I was an idiot and left my lights on. And so I went down, and my neighbor, I worked with him, but we were neighbors. He said, "Oh, no problem. I'll give you, I'll give you a jump." I didn't have jumper cables. He says, "Well, we'll take your battery out, put my battery in, start the car, put your battery back in, and then you go drive around, charge it back up." Two different size batteries. His would not fit in mine. It was too small. So I had to go buy jumper cables, come back and get the jump. But yeah, you got to be
I
careful with
use
those
coat
batteries.
hangers. Well, my neighbor did one time. Car guy, too, thinks he knows what he's doing. He put a Chevy battery in his Jaguar, and every time he'd come out, the battery was dead. And I told him that's a European car with a European ignition system. And the battery that one calls for has a deep cycle cell in the battery, so it never can go dead, and it keeps the computer alive. That way, you don't have to keep on reteaching the computer. And he argued with me because he was from like the 40s and 93 years old and thought he knew what he was talking about. And he wound up putting special switches and battery disconnectors in the car. And I just showed him one day. I said, "Here, this is why it doesn't work that way." But of course, what did I know? I was just a dummy using an idiot box, which is what he called the computer. But yeah, it's amazing how different batteries are these days.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, it's the same thing with spark plugs.
Oh yeah. Well, my car has, on top of every spark plug, it has its own individual coil.
Huh.
My car is very unusual. It's a 5-cylinder, not a 4 or a 6.
Well, I haven't changed spark plugs or points in a very long time.
Your
I was
car
going to
probably
do
don't
it.
even have your car don't have points
Yeah, I
left.
know cars don't even have points anymore. I
They
was going
got
to go do.
pulsating coils,
I was
and
going to
they
go
got
do my spark plugs, but you had to have a special tool, and they were put in an area that I couldn't really reach,
your
and
car
so I
doesn't
haven't
need
changed my
spark
spark
plugs.
plugs since then. It's
Your
like no,
car doesn't
no.
need spark plugs.
Uh,
Your
but
car should need spark plugs till at least 100,000 miles because it's got platinum or
well,
copper
no. This
plugs.
was an older car.
Uh,
Not this Mac, not this one. This was an older car I had. But no, this car, no. The last couple of cars, I never had to change spark plugs.
Chevy rules: if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, don't fix what's not broken.
I had a hard time teaching my son that one because he'd try fixing it and he'd break something,
That's how you
and I'd be
learn.
like, "Yeah, but he's wasting his time because it wasn't broken. Now he broke it."
But now he gets to fix it.
Timmy Stories and
Sometimes
Blogs is here.
Who?
sometimes you can't fix it. It cost me a cell phone recently.
Yeah, Timmy Stories and Vlogs been here for a little bit.
Timmy, are you the Timmy that owns Lassie?
No, this Timmy's female.
Oh
Oh.
God, you're showing your age.
Oh. Oh.
That's a Saturday morning show, buddy.
They don't even know what Lassie is.
Hey, did you know the first 12 episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies you can actually you could actually stream them and not get dinged for copyright because it's they weren't protected. They missed the deadline for protecting those first
Okay.
12 episodes.
Oh God, they're hilarious. I watched them on Hulu a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, talking about showing my age, now Lassie was supposed to be a male dog. But you do know he was always played by female dogs.
Do you know
Oh,
why?
no, I didn't know.
Yeah. No, I'm not
Because
sure why. Better
female dogs
behaved,
are
maybe?
more obedient. They're better dogs to train.
Let's say better behaved then, yeah. But yeah, it was always a female playing Lassie.
Not better
So
behaved,
anyway,
but more obedient.
I have
They
I have a
listen better.
story to share about Timmy. So Timmy, I can't remember his name now, but a guy shows up in Sacramento, wants to rent the studio apartment that I have and at the old house, and his name sounded so familiar to me, right? And so
I
I went
can't
to
remember
work.
Timmy's name, but I remember. You remember Dennis the Menace?
Yeah, I sure do. That was Jay North.
Yeah, I remember
Jay
his name,
North.
but I can't
Yeah,
remember.
Timmy, I
I
can't
can't.
remember. So
I
the
can't
name
remember
sounded
his
familiar,
name.
and I go to work and I said, "Hey, this guy wants to rent my studio," and I have a friend Steve, right? And I was telling Steve his name, and he goes, "I said it sounds so familiar." He goes, "That's Timmy from Lassie." I go, "What?" Well, he still has a very boyish looking face,
Yeah,
and so Timmy from Lassie made an inquiry, and I was thinking that can't be. He's got to be a multi-bazillionaire by now. But I don't know how all that works. But so I have
well,
that story, and then the second famous or somebody connected to somebody famous came and wanted to rent the place, and I recognized his name, and it turned out to be Barbie Benton's loser son. Yeah. And so Barbie Benton, if you don't remember, she was
the Playboy
uh,
model.
yeah, she was the Playboy model. She was the girlfriend for many years.
Hugh
I think
Hefner.
six years. Hugh Hefner, right?
Yeah.
And she ended up marrying a guy who was very successful businessman. And so I started. He got mad at me, right? Because the guy started doing a song and dance, and I said, "Hey, do you want to rent the apartment? I'm happy to rent it to you, but you got to bring me cash." And so he goes away. He goes away to the ATM. He comes back, and he brings back like three quarters of the money. And by that time, I'd figured out that he was Barbie Benton's son, right?
Yeah.
So I said something to him. I said, "Why don't you just call your mom and ask her to kick you down a few dollars?" he looked at me and he got so angry. And then I could tell they don't have a very solid
Good relationship,
relationship. Yeah.
And Crystal, yes, we're talking about Lassie the dog.
Yeah.
It was a TV show back in the 50s, and the name of the show was Lassie. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be a male dog, but it was always played by a female dog, which Matt Daggett pointed out they're better behaved, easier to train. Go
By
ahead.
the way,
And,
I don't know if
the-
Crystals wants me to reveal this about her or not. Crystals, I do apologize, but she knows a little bit something about American culture. And one reason maybe is because, she reminds me a little bit of the Filipina P.
She goes, I did
Yeah.
watch that movie.
Yeah, she was an English teacher or an English tutor in China.
I think she mentioned that in
Yeah,
in
she's
the
very
chat.
worldly. I was very surprised. It kind of comes through when you meet her and the way she relates to people. You could see that she's got a little bit of Western influence. I don't know exactly how to explain it.
Well, I won't. How about a little bit better understanding of the Western way?
Right. No,
I
she
mean,
didn't come
I
up
won't
to
say
me. She didn't come up to me and said, give me 5, Dan. How about a little elbow and a fist pound? She didn't do that. She didn't do all that slapping
Yeah.
and all that.
Oh,
Do
she's
a
from
little
the hood of
dapping.
LA, huh?
Yeah. Bump, 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 bump. She didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her and Mark, by the way, they're a perfect match for each other. Jerry, where are the chickens? I didn't know you were still here. Where are the chickens, bro?
Jerry, he said that his neighbor's playing music outside, loud music, so he doesn't want to go out.
Mm.
Jerry, you were too young to watch Lassie on TV.
Yeah, just mute your sound and put the chickens on, and we'll add sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh, Crystal's is saying I watched too many Hollywood movies. Oh man. Hey, by the way, did you guys read, speaking of movies, that the new Indiana Jones is a big hit? Can you imagine?
Well, I've heard both. I've heard it's
Yeah.
not as big as they're trying to push it, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'll reserve judgment. I probably won't see it till I can watch it on TV or pay-per-view on TV, like at one of the.
We lost Dan. Oh,
Pay-per-view, boy, you're showing your age, Larry. Do they
No,
still
but I
have
meant
that even?
something. One of the streaming channels, if they carry it.
oh
Go
man.
rent it.
Pay-per-view is gone.
Well, now I don't know about that. You sure porn's not still? It's been so long. You sure you can't get that pay-per-view?
Hey, by the way, I wanted to say something. I don't mean to spread rumors, but I'm kind of am gonna.
Uh-oh.
So about 2 years ago, right? I get this email message that says, Dan, go to Pornhub and watch these folks. Isn't that so and so from YouTube? So this video has since been taken down. Larry, you might remember me mentioning something about this on Chris and Sabu's live, right?
I could, but I don't remember who it
Yeah.
was.
So I said, hey, and so I think it was Knitband. Knitband emails me and said, Dan, where do I find that video? So it was a couple that are on YouTube that I believe it was them that have become very, very successful YouTube superstars. The next time I went back to look for that video, it was completely gone because I was gonna send the link to a whole bunch of friends. So I wonder. Yeah, I know. I'm a very shallow. I'm pretty much a useless individual. But anyway, I wasn't thinking so much. What are people going to think about you, Dan, if you start spreading rumors? But Makati Maz, he says, no, Dan, I don't believe that. He says, because Makati Maz was saying, they're always talking about, God this and God that. I know. that was what was so interesting about the whole porn video. I mean, they're constantly doing videos about, where they go interview women and Filipinas. They start talking about, do you prefer a big banana, a medium-sized banana,
Yeah.
or a small banana? So what do you?
Small banana, small banana.
Yeah. So why do you? So and then they say, then they put the thing on in their video that says, in the good graces of God, or
That
whatever.
reminds me of when I was in the pizza business.
Yeah, I like everything round.
This
I like
girl
pizza.
and her grandmother used to come into the pizza place I worked at every Saturday to see this guy, Gary. And we used to know that she had a thing for him. And they'd always come in and sit down and be eating lunch right before Gary came to work. So I was asking her the one day,
Oy.
I told her we could get her the ultimate pizza delivery.
Yeah.
And we're talking in front of her grandmother. She said, well, what do you mean the ultimate pizza delivery? I said, I'll get Gary to bring you a pizza over nothing but his T-shirt and boxer shorts.
Oh, you know what?
And
That's a good way to promote a business, isn't it?
And I asked her, I said, what do you want, a small sausage or a large pepperoni? And, oh, my God, she turned like red as a grape. Her grandmother's 80-year-old grandmother sitting there like, young man, that's not very nice. And we're like laughing our ass off.
Very, very disrespectful.
So I let it ride, and I got somebody to order and put on their credit card a pizza to her address. And we got Gary to go over there in his boxer shorts.
Oh my gosh! It would have been better if you would have gone over there and just done the strip tease, right?
Well, he went over and knocked on the door with his T-shirt and boxer shorts on.
That's funny as hell, really.
Yeah, Beth was not taking it very well.
LV Rose is back. LV, LV, LV. Oh my God! It's early morning here.
The stuff you can get away with sometimes are like places you used to work there were like the best of times and you never realized it.
Well, the two things that sell Ben Berry, as you know, are sex, drugs, rock and roll, and interviews with people that talk about those things.
Well, you want another funny one? The local police department, half of them used to come in and have lunch at our pizza place. There's like 8 people on, and 4 of them would come in and be sitting there having lunch. And they were right from our neighborhood, these 4 cops. And while they're sitting there in our pizza place, we're standing out like 8 feet away from them, just on the other side of the back door. We're standing there smoking marijuana like you wouldn't believe, passing it around, going in and out, doing lunch for the pizza place. And we're laughing our ass off like, we got half the police force sitting less than 10 feet from us, and we're just out here doing this.
Ed Denoy has stepped into the chat, eh?
Part of the Ed Posse.
Ed, what's up?
Now we got Ed Denoy in, and we got Edward.
Part of the Ed Posse.
Where's our other Eds? Remember, how many Eds were there used to be?
5.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a lot of Eds and Chris's.
I used to always put it up on Chris and Sabu. The Ed Posse's here, folks. Watch what you say. We'll get you.
Yeah,
we're everywhere.
E.T. phone home is in the chat also.
JLB Army.
Got E.T. Got who else is here? Ben Berry is checking in.
Yeah.
Jalen is here.
Yeah. I said hi to all of them. And the ones that didn't have monitors, I gave them monitors. Hola, Ed.
What's up?
Eddie's probably playing on his Xbox.
Yeah.
We need Ed Sertino, however you pronounce his last name. And, but yeah.
That's right. How are the pigs doing? I mean, geez, Ed, I mean, a man can't even get a decent pig, get a decent price on a kilo of pig. You know, after living in Cebu, you get hooked on the lechon baboy. I mean, but it's getting so expensive. I mean, half a kilo for 450 or 500 pesos.
Like I said, they
That's
had
a
that.
lot of dough.
Like I said, they had that Filipino Pride Day or Celebration Day. Man, I was looking for. If I would have been off, would have had some bad boy, la boy, or you know what I'm talking about. And I would have had some lumpia
Spit
and maybe
roasted
some.
pig.
I would have seen what else they had.
Oh, I guarantee they had limpio and pancet.
And halo halo. Halo
Yeah,
halo is
If they
always
had
there.
hollow
Yeah.
hollow, I would have tried it.
Yeah.
Even though it probably wouldn't be good for me, I would have tried it. But I really
And
wanted the Olympia.
And they probably had Sig Sig.
I might have tried the Sig Sig. It all depends. Like I said, with this new medication I'm taking, I can't overeat because if I do, it makes me sick. So I guess that's what else makes you lose weight.
Oh, so that's how that drug works.
Yeah. If you eat too much, it messes with your system.
Oh, you have an accident while you're at work.
Well, no, because I don't eat too much at work.
Oh,
It's
my
my
God,
days
that would
off.
be-
I get in trouble.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, and so yeah, like I said, the Hostess cupcakes, the chocolate ones.
Hey, low
For
roller
what I
scratcher.
eat those, they make me sick.
Low
I
roller
love
scratcher's
those.
still around, ain't he?
What's that?
What's his crypto? What's his crypto at? Where's his crypto at?
He never shows up here.
Is he a multi-bazillionaire yet?
Everybody got tanked on crypto.
Well,
Yeah, crypto's there. You're talking
as
about
everybody knows,
low
I made
roller?
money,
Low
so
roller's
there.
never been here.
I didn't hang on to it. I was churning and burning it, and I made money. That I sold my what was it called again? The one that Elon Musk was pushing. So,
Tim's pointing something out, Dan.
oh
He
really?
says you have not
Bitcoin.
worn your Olympia T-shirt in ages.
Oh yeah, I've got it. I've got it here somewhere.
You notice I put on one of my better shirts.
Yeah, I've got it here somewhere.
But,
Pina's habit is here. Yeah, so Elon Musk, the day before he goes, well, Saturday Night Live, I sell my crypto, and that was the last time I played around with it. And then all of a sudden it tanked. Well, it didn't work out so well, and I'll tell you why. Because you have to pay capital gains on that.
Oh,
Yeah. So the whole thing doesn't make any sense.
now, Jerry, the balut you can have with the quick I might try. But that's just duck eggs cooked regular.
Oh,
That's just
I
eggs.
don't care how drunk I get. I'm never eating a balut.
That's what I said. He can have the balut. There's not enough alcohol in the Philippines. There's
you
not
can have
enough
the dried
alcohol in the
fish
United
too.
States.
No, the dried fish,
Oh,
you just kind of it's stinky, but it tastes very yummy.
I'm going to tell you the truth. There's enough
Oh, thank
alcohol in the Philippines to get me to try dried fish. I'm going to have to be drunk the first time, but there's enough alcohol.
Yeah, see, the way they did it is they snuck it into another dish, and everybody was laughing as I was going crunch, 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 crunch. They were laughing. Dan, you just ate a whole bunch of dried fish that we snuck in there. I go, really? It's very yummy. And so I took a piece of the dried fish, and now I understand why people like it. It's like
Quill
beef
eggs.
jerky.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's crispy and crunchy,
Yeah. And by the way, Elvia asked you a question, Dan. She goes, have you ever tried the balut, Sir Dan?
Hell no.
No.
I'm never
I
eating a
haven't, and I'm not
balut.
going to.
No way. No.
Dried fish may stick up the whole neighborhood, but you definitely want to cook that outside. You don't want that cooked in your house.
Tim, we have the outdoor kitchen, but I got a really, I got a really nice outdoor kitchen. If they want to mess with fish, they go out there. They know the rules. You can't
Real-
cook fish in the house.
Now, I told you guys about the Turquoise Sunset Channel, didn't I?
What about them?
Well, they're renting an apartment. It's a 2 bedroom apartment, and they got permission that they built a patio, or lanau, uh, Lania, I think it is. It's a Hawaiian word for patio or balcony. It means the same thing for both. They got permission from the owner of the apartment complex to build one, and which really opens up the outside during the rain. The kids, they got 2 kids. They can go out there and play, uh, and they even when it's raining, they can go out there at night. I enjoyed watching that. Like I said, I enjoy watching them build things, especially when they do it differently than what we do here. And like Dad, I enjoyed watching all the videos on your guys' house build. I
Yeah, it was
watched every one
interesting
of
to
them.
watch.
And
Yeah.
I watched them all. And I
Wow. It was
enjoyed it.
really interesting to watch.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. And so, like I said, though, so they redesigned some of the garden or vegetation in front of their place. They had moved it out, moved some over, made it thicker in other areas, and then they painted it different. It looks like it would be a great place. They got a table out there now. They're going to buy a couple couches. I haven't seen where they bought those yet. I mean, they got a big old patio, and it looks like a great place to hang out with. Especially like how you have brownouts in the Philippines. You can sit out there in the shade, hopefully get a decent breeze. If not, you're at least not in the house. And but they got fans out there that when the power's on, they can turn the fan on if there's not much of a breeze, and they really did a real nice job fixing that up. I enjoyed that. They
See
also
what
they
Crystal's
live in
saying?
Valencia.
Look at what Crystal's saying. Sir Jerry, if I cook dried fish, my whole neighborhood's going to be drooling. They're going to come over for their share. Yeah.
Oh,
Abby says Crystal dried squid is yummy, also with tomato and spicy.
By the way, dinaguan is very tasty. I have no problem with dinaguan. No, not at all. I love it. I think that's the tastiest dish ever invented. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they figured out to do that. Yeah.
I want to know who tasted it first.
Well, it's like anything we eat. Who ate it first? At one time, they thought tomatoes were poisonous, and somebody ate it.
They
It
still
proved it
are.
wasn't.
Yeah, is tomato a vegetable or a fruit?
It's a
Hey,
fruit listed as a vegetable by the American government for tariff and import purposes.
but by the way, as you guys know, we planted a couple of gardens, and the harvest is amazing. It's so amazing. It's so bountiful. If you guys want to get a grip on inflation, if you want to be in control of your own economy, grow your own food. We have beautiful eggplant and those finger things. What are those finger vegetables? Okra,
Cucumbers?
Okra.
finger
Okay, I was going
okra.
to say you also
Beautiful, beautiful
yeah.
I don't
eggplant.
care
I
for
love
okra.
eggplant.
I
I
love
love
I've
egg.
tried
Japanese
okra. I
eggplant.
can't say anything about it. It's just like that bitter fruit
Yeah,
or bitter gourd. I mean bitter gourd. I haven't
yeah.
had that either.
Oh, we have some of that. We got those big, long vegetable things that look like a cucumber that you put in soup.
Yeah.
All
Now,
that is
Crystal, you said you don't like squid. Have you
beautiful.
ever tried octopus? I've had octopus twice.
I
One
like
way
fried
wasn't
squid.
bad. One way
You
wasn't
gotta.
bad. And the other way was too salty for me.
You know
I
what?
like fried squid. You gotta fry it really fast.
Octopus reminds me of. I like that bite if it's not overcooked. It reminds me
Oh,
of
Yeah.
menudo. It reminds me of stomach lining. I love it
Too.
so much. It's got a bite to it, you know.
Ed's being funny. Okra Winfrey.
You're right
Tim
though,
says,
Dan. And when you grow your own vegetables, you get stuff that you
yeah,
can't buy in the local market too.
right,
It's often better.
right. But the farmer Nazis are going to be showing up soon and say you can't grow there, just like they do in the States. You can't grow
Grow,
there.
grow where?
You know how they're restricting
No, grow.
grow. You can't grow
GROW.
there.
Grow.
Yeah. You know how people started forming neighborhood? California's all screwed up. So people were taking vacant lots and they were turning them into community vegetable gardens. Then all of a
Sure.
sudden the city comes along and says, "No, you can't. No, we're taking it out. You cannot grow food there. It has to be approved by the Department of Agriculture."
Not in my state.
So
I'm doing this new thing with container gardening. They should do it all over the Philippines.
yeah, I know what
use
Dinaguan is made from. Isn't that pig blood soup or something? I don't know what it is. It
Kish,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's very tasty.
Well, you could also do a hydroponic gardening.
well,
Well,
container
I'm talking about the
gardening's a
guys that live in
spin
the
of that.
city. You live in
Container
the city,
gardening's a spin of that the way I do it. I
You
use
gotta hide it. You gotta hide
I,
it from the police.
I use high nutrient soil, and
hey,
I use
Dodger Blue.
the bottom half of the bottom bottle for water. So it's self-watering. And
Well, I don't know why I don't try fried intestine because I eat everything else. And so what's an intestine or two amongst friends? I always say.
I would try.
an
I would try
ass-
the
just
intestines, but not the
just
blue.
above an asshole.
Leonard has passed away, Dodger Blue.
Oh, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Yeah.
I can't do no chitlins. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ain't doing that
Dodger,
either.
we got to chair up in honor of Leonard. We just found
Do
out
they
this
eat
week he
chitlins
passed
in the
away.
Philippines, Dan?
What's that? Do they what?
Chitlins.
Yeah, of course. Of
Ew.
course. Hell yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, thank you.
It's better.
I
it's
can't
better
remember
to
what
ask
they
what
call
they
them.
don't
They
eat,
call them
Mac
something
Daddy.
else.
What was that?
It's better to ask what they don't eat.
They eat everything.
As I said, it's better to ask what they don't eat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's about disgusting, chitlins. Never.
What's an intestine amongst friends? I always say.
Ew.
Yeah, Dodger. That's why I made up a Ninja channel. That's my living room recliner where I sit when I'm in my living room to watch my TV. I put that the big gold color or bright yellow color throw pillows from my couch. My couch and the recliner, they match. They're not a matching set. I was just able to find close enough colors that they look like they're actually a set, but they're not.
Earth tones.
Well, like I said, there are two different companies that I had to really check the one company's the couch. I really had to look through their different types of color, but I could choose from and found the
Tim
closest.
is telling it the way it is. You know, in the Philippines, they eat everything that doesn't eat them first. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, do they eat monitor lizard, Tim?
Timmy,
Yes,
Timmy,
they
we
do.
don't know what happened to Leonard for sure. We just know he passed away on the 21st. We just found out this week. He had been in not the greatest of health, but he was trying to.
On the day of his passing, he had fallen at home,
Yeah, he had
and he
fallen at
probably
home
and didn't
and
seek medical attention, and that was his
not in time at
fatal
least.
mistake.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. You know, like we were talking offline. You know, Larry and I, and we were chatting a little bit about. You never know if he had a pre-existing condition or stuff like that. You know, they said natural causes, and I suppose natural causes is a whole huge category. I mean, if you live to age
heart
67, yeah,
brain aneurysm,
67, you know, over age 60, you know, you're on borrowed time anyway. You know, I don't know. I mean, I kind of thought like that. What Tim said that got my attention, I still think about now and again. He said something like, you know, once you only collect, the average person only collects something like 13 retirement checks, you know, before they fallout, and I'm like at number 14. So I'm doing pretty good. Tim,
I believe I'm doing all right for my age.
I'm at number 14 on the retirement checks. I beat the system.
But well, I do know that once I do finally quit working, if I'm healthy enough to move to the Philippines, I'll live quite well. I won't live as richly as Dan and Minnie, but I'll live very well for myself. Better than I'm living here. Much better. And I won't be working, which makes it much better.
Yeah, LB's killing me. LB said, "Sir Dan, you'll love it until the 30th check." Yeah, I'll live. She says, "I'll live until the 30th check." That's what she meant.
Oh
my
man,
God.
that's not good, Dan.
Oh,
Tell me you want 60 checks.
Yeah, I have it all planned out to live 15 more years, and then to have Minnie live another 20 years beyond that, so that we can really pound the system good on the free money, you know? Gimme, 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 gimme. I mean, the whole thing doesn't make sense. I still don't understand it. How could they just give you money free for staying at home and doing nothing? Doesn't that kind of make you a useless eater? Doesn't that kind of make you a welfare recipient? I just don't get it. It can't last. It cannot last because it doesn't make any sense.
We just lost Ed. I don't know what happened there.
Uh-oh, Ed. Ed, where'd you go, brother?
Yeah. But just to point out, Timmy said, yes, she had heard that he was looking forward to the Philippines, that he was. He was really looking forward to moving to the Philippines. He had a girlfriend. She was going to meet him at the airport when he arrived. And so, yeah, we're all really sad about it. And
don't hesitate. If you're planning on going to the Philippines,
if you can do it, go.
Go.
It's that simple. If you can do it, go.
Yeah.
Right now, I can't do it. Not because of my health. I have different reasons. But
okay, we'll make it to the 50th check, Sir Dan.
Crystal says 100, Sissy Elby.
Woo-wee. Yeah. So
right, Dan's back.
I realized, you know what? I realized how weird.
Hey, Dan, your device is not connected. Back? There we go. Not connected. There you go. You're back. I don't know what happened.
It's so weird the way the system works here, and it's so weird to try and have to explain it to, people in the Philippines that have no such idea what the hell we're talking about, Social Security and retirement. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, they do have a system here. And so one of the reasons why we're trying to get Ma'am Minnie her citizenship back is because they have Social Security here. And you pay in the minimum or the maximum amount is $60 per month. And then which is 3,000 pesos. And then once Ma'am Minnie turns age 60, she's allowed to draw against that Social Security that she contributed for here in the Philippines. Now, it doesn't make sense if you're over the age of 50, because you have to be able to provide 10 years worth of payments from age 50 to age 60. So 50 is the latest that you can start contributing.
So you couldn't do it 52 to 52 to 62?
No, they don't do it that way. It has to be 10 years by age 60 to be fully vested. I don't know why it works that way.
Yeah, but
so we should have Ma'am Minnie's citizenship. She should be sworn in within the next 30 to 60 days. Cool. We're just waiting for notification on when her swearing-in day is.
And I happen to agree with Jerry here. He says, I'd rather go to the Philippines than Thailand.
You know what? I like both. Both.
I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand's a really, really nice.
I think that would be a place, if I go, would be for vacation.
Yeah.
From the Philippines.
But living there ain't bad either. I mean, the Philippines, between the Thailand and Philippines, I choose Philippines. But it's not because of the food, by the way. I don't choose the Philippines because of the food. You choose the Philippines because of the people.
That's right. But the thing is, if you live in the right town, you can get the food too.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about it. Manila would have any kind of food you want. Cebu's pretty much got a good choice of food. Uh, I think Dumaghetti's getting there because they got so many expats. Although on the list of places for me to live, Dumaghetti would make it, but it would not be near the top three.
Dumaghetti's, what's his name did his, like Steve. Steve spoke the truth. He said, hey, you want to go to Dumaghetti or live in Cebu? That's all well and good, but it's very, very expensive to live in those places.
Yeah, but Cebu, the thing I like about Cebu is the entertainment. And
It's
the
all
closest
relative,
can live to it.
Really, Dumaghetti is a very boring place from what I understand.
I'm not talking about. I'm not a bar person, okay? But I'm talking
Well,
about
you
the
can become
restaurants.
one, Larry. Don't apologize. You can become one. Look at me.
I was one when I was younger. Now I'm older.
Yeah, man, Minnie and
outgrown
I.
it.
Well, you pick up the hobby again. That's all.
What I'm saying is, it would be more for the the areas that you can go to. I like to watch people.
Yeah.
I can sit around and watch people all day.
Well, you can do
But
that
I also
anywhere
like
in the
the
world.
movies. I
Yeah.
like different restaurants to eat at. And they got different entertainment that you can go to but they have that in Dumagetti.
I got to tell you, Crystal's Pangasinan really spoke to me when we were there. Kept calling my name, Dan.
Dan,
If they had a
Dan,
good,
Here.
if they had a really good
Pangasinan,
hospital,
Dan.
I don't
They
think
had
it
a
was
really
lost
good
on
hospital.
Crystal's at all.
if they had a really good hospital close by, it'd definitely be a place I'd check out.
How do you mean that checking out part, Larry?
Checking out the women.
See, in
I'm
Thailand,
single.
that's kind of why. I mean, I like sitting in front of the McDo, in the McDonald's, just watching the world go by. It's one of the most pleasurable experiences that I've ever had in my life. But I also have had equally pleasurable experiences sitting in Nana Plaza on a Friday or Saturday night, watching the world go by.
Yeah. Well, like
If you know what I mean.
I want the good.
We will sit
coffee
there.
places.
Mammy and I would have a contest. We would sit there drinking a beer. We'd go, girl or boy,
Hey,
girl or boy.
some of those you can't tell.
We could play girl or boy all night long and have a blast.
The first time I was in Hawaii,
Tree trunk or tacos.
my buddy and I, we were out drinking, and we'd been in a couple strip joint, a bar where they wore see-through blouses and stuff.
Well, of course, every man repeats the story. Dumagetti is the best place that you've ever lived because it's like being in America. You might as well just hike up an American flag in the center square.
But anyway, like I said, we were in Hawaii, and we're walking down the street, and we see all these women going into this bar. So we thought, hey, let's go in there and check it out. We'll have a beer. We walk in, never looked at the name of the bar. And we sat down, we ordered our beer, and we sat down in a booth, and we started looking around. That was a guy. And then there was this really good-looking Hawaiian sitting at the bar, and we decided, if that one is, they all are. So I got up, I walked to the bar, offered to buy her a drink, and she goes, do you know what kind of bar you're in? I said, I'm beginning to think so, but I'm not sure. She goes, we all are. We walked, finished
really?
our beer. We finished
If
our
you
beer,
move-
walked out.
Every
And
man
we looked
repeats
at
the
the sign.
I'm sorry.
If we'd have looked at the sign before we walked in, we'd have never walked in. It said
Wow.
the world's 10 best women impersonators.
Well, I've been to Jewel, and I've been to a lot of the venues, where they have the impersonators. I mean, they put on a really, really good show.
Yeah. Well, uh,
Every man repeats the story. Says, if you retire to do McGetty, I will interview you. Yeah, but you mean interview me the way that you interviewed regular guy? Well, you avoided him. You avoided you avoided him at all costs. You made an appointment to interview him, and then you never showed up.
Now, Dan, be nice.
now, Crystal, you're talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about New York City. It's a nice place. I wouldn't want to live there. It's just
I love
now,
New York
it's just,
City.
how shall we say it? Lawless to me. It's just too lawless. Although I do plan on going down. I do go down there occasionally. I try to stay out of Manhattan because I think that's the worst. But I want to go down there. That's the closest Jollibee I know is in New York City to me. And they got what they call a Little Manila. I think it's in,
Yeah.
I want to say
Jerry,
Brooklyn.
yeah.
It could be Queens. But I'll get directions and I'll go down there and see that sometime. And
Jerry,
take a video.
exactly. If you want to interact with Americans, stay home. Stay home.
I've been to New York City many a time.
Yeah, go to Jollibee. Is that one of the largest Jollibees in the world in Manhattan?
Yeah, they just opened that one up, I think, this year.
Times Square?
Yeah.
Yeah, Times Square.
But I'm not going to that one. They got one there in Little Manila.
They got one in North Jersey too.
Every man repeats the story. Says because regular guy is nasty. Well, what? You don't like his stick figures? Is that what you're saying? You don't like his stick figures? Come on. Every man has a story. Anyway,
Now,
he's toned it.
don't go putting down Canadians. We have well, he's not here tonight, but we have a
And
guy
he
that
is
comes
Canadian,
in that's
yes.
Canadian. and we
Well,
have to
I
like
can
him.
understand if you said he was Canadian. You didn't want to interview him. Of course, I would understand. You'd have my support then.
But yeah, like I said, New York City, that's a very expensive place. And like I said, man, now there's cheap places to live in New York City. You go to Manhattan, you go to Chinatown, you can get one of those cheap rooms. Now you're not going to have anything, but you can. I wouldn't keep anything in there when I'm not there.
Anyway,
But Jerry, 4 hours, actually New York City, if it wasn't for traffic, would be closer than that.
yeah.
It would only be about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. But
You know, when I
traffic,
lived in Pennsylvania, I was closer than that, Larry. We're only 63 miles away.
from where?
Bucks County.
Don't even know where that's at.
Bucks County, Pennsylvania, right across from Trenton, New Jersey.
Well, Trenton, New Jersey's not close to me.
You didn't miss what I said, Larry.
Yeah.
When I lived on the other end of Pennsylvania, I was closer to New York City than you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I'm not that close to New York City.
But honestly, I love upstate New York. I love where Larry's at. That's one of the
I
favorite
could take the
places I've
train
ever
into
lived.
New York City and be in downtown Manhattan in less than 2 hours.
Why go that way when you
drive
could
to
go north?
Poughkeepsie and take the train. I could do it in
Yeah.
Albany here
The
too. I would go to
Adirondack.
Poughkeepsie.
Backs.
I don't know how you keep going north, though. I got to take the train tracks. I can't move 'em.
Lake George.
Oh, Lake George is really well. That's where I did the videos on the motorcycles. Was at Lake George.
The
All
famous
those right next
Catholic
door.
monastery.
But,
I'm still less than 2 hours out of New York now if I go north because of the way Pennsylvania lays out.
yeah.
But I'm not near New York City. I'm near Western New York.
I live in what they consider upstate. I think it's upstate New York where I'm at.
Yeah, Western New York. Yeah.
No, Western New York is where I'm at. I
Yeah.
can't remember which one it's considered.
I'm in the Laurel Highlands of Pennsylvania. I'm way up in the sky.
Yeah, they got the Finger Lakes here in New York State, and it's not Fingered Lake; it's Finger Lakes. There's like 5 or 6 of them. They call them the Finger Lakes.
Hey, Cali King 916 is in the house from
Hey, Cali King,
Sacramento,
welcome.
California.
I didn't see him come in.
Western Pennsylvania. I'm in between Hershey and Heinz and all the original chocolate and food and
Ah, you're
American
right off
food.
the Hershey Highway.
No.
Yeah, I get off on the Hershey Highway.
I'm down the street from Mallow Cup. If you remember them when you were a kid.
Yeah, I never did care for the Mellow Cups.
Cali
And we
King,
had-
how is it dodging the bullets there in Sacramento?
We had Reese's here. Reese's peanut butter cups are invented down the street.
I like Reese's peanut butter cups.
I think the whole
Mellow
world
Cups,
does.
I just didn't care for the Mellow in the Mellow Cups.
Tim
Just
is
didn't
hella
care for it.
funny.
How about a Clark bar? Same company.
I like the Clark bar. I always liked the Clark bar.
That's all made in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
An hour away from me.
But yeah, I always did enjoy the Clark bar.
And then we got 80% of
the
the
Fifth
pretzel
Avenue?
companies in the United States and
Who makes
Pennsylvania.
the Fifth Avenue?
Fifth Avenue?
Yeah.
I think that's a Clark product too.
It could be. I like that one as well.
They're very similar.
Every man says he used to live in Centrilla, Pennsylvania.
Centralia, yes. That's where they got the big coal fire still burning underground.
Okay, I've heard that. I couldn't have told you. I knew it was.
They got the
Central
fire
Pennsylvania.
down below.
Yeah. Said he was an underground firefighter.
Well, they need you up there.
Still burning.
I don't think they'll ever put that
Job
out. will they?
security. You got job security.
They can't put it out. The only way they can put it out is dig it up, and they want to do that.
Hey, Dodger Blue, I didn't hear anything about the hot dog stand shooting.
I didn't either.
Yeah, but I mean, if the hot dogs if they weren't kosher, then I could understand it.
Where'd they get them at Pink's?
Yeah. I mean, really, you know.
Oh, talking
Oh,
about
my
shootings. There was
I used to own a hot dog stand.
there was a video on YouTube. It was a short, and a guy was kneeling down talking to his daughter, and behind him was a guy with a handgun pointed right at his head, and the guy knew he was going to be shot, so he's telling it kind of right to his daughter about don't get in with hoods like he was, Now who knows if it was staged because they never showed the end of it, but. It was. He was telling his daughter, "Hey, look, stay away from these people on the, do better." But
I miss my hot dog stand. It was so
You're
much
gonna
fun.
wreck a freezer. Yeah, but are you gonna take it apart and then save all the parts, crystals,
save what's salvageable at least,
and
and scrap the
also
rest.
the Freon? Be careful. Don't inhale that crap.
No, stay away from the Freon. Open that drain and get away from it. And let it drain out.
No, that's the worst thing you can do. You're supposed to recatch it. It's bad for the atmosphere. You're killing
I
the
don't know if
ozone.
I don't know how you recatch it.
Compress it.
You got to have a machine for that, don't you?
Yep. Yes, you do. It's illegal in the United States to just let it go. $10,000 fine.
Dodger Blue said the guy got into an altercation with a woman and he told her not to say another word. She did, so he punched her in the face 3 times. What
Right.
the hell?
Well, that's like I said. That's those big cities anymore, man. They're getting very violent.
Crystal said they're recycling it, the freezer.
Yes.
Good. It's like
I
I worked
recycle a
at,
lot of things.
Yeah.
Good money in that recycling. I used to make $700 bucks a week.
LV says she's leaving to go entertain a customer. LV,
LB.
whatever
Get
you
outta
do,
here.
don't. I don't take my clothes off for anybody.
Hey, LV, when people show up at my house, they say, "Put it on, put it on, put it on." Here's money. Put more on.
Oh, she called her 14-year-old son in and ordered him to shoot the guy. Holy crap.
Wow.
2 times in the back as he was running away. That's the way to do it, to send a message.
Yeah, that's real. That's real appropriate.
Yeah, if he survived, he'll never do that again.
But like I said, I mean, he should have never punched a woman in the face to begin with. But
Oh, Elvie said her visitors are chickens and ducks.
they're
Well,
hungry.
you know.
They need to be fed.
The Balut Mafia selling their children.
Yeah, the USA is too violent. Yeah, that's
And
an
Dr. Ruth said he
understatement.
died.
That is an understatement. He died. Well, good for him.
Like I said, I don't think he should have been shot, but he should never have punched a woman in the face.
Well, people are quite rude in the United States these days.
Yeah.
Careful.
Oh, she
Well, I
says I
look a
need to
little
feed them.
kinder and gentler.
Oh, okay, LV. Have fun. LV, 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 LV. Yeah, because it's self-defense.
Not if you shot him in the back.
No, it was a, hey, if it were a cop, he's a fleeing felon.
That's still not self-defense.
It's the
Well, they
fleeing
were released
felon
with no
rule.
charges.
It's the fleeing felon rule. He's a felon fleeing a felony crime. All bets are off.
You can't shoot him in the back in the United States like that.
They released him. He was a threat to the community. He was running towards another woman to beat her.
Hey, they were lucky they weren't in well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to say they weren't in New York City because they charged that one guy with voluntary manslaughter or whatever, and all he was doing was trying to hold the guy. He was threatening women, and the women.
He was
all
not
the women
just trying to hold the guy.
Hey, it says now they're suing the city of
there was
Chicago
others
for
there
false
also
arrest.
trying to hold him, and the women all said they were afraid of the guy. They were afraid.
Well, they're allowed to be afraid, but the guy didn't assault anybody, and they assaulted him. That's the difference, Larry.
Well,
Then they caused his death.
they caused his death because they were in fear of him doing harm to others.
That's right.
But he didn't touch anybody.
Doesn't matter. If you're
It's the
threatening
fear.
people,
It's the
No,
fear.
it doesn't matter.
No, yes, it does. It's called fear in the mind of the victim.
That's right. You don't have the right to threaten somebody.
Right.
If that person thinks you're actually going to do it, they have the right.
They don't have the right to cause his death either.
Yes, it's called but they have the right to self-defense. It's called the fear.
Well, they
in
were
the mind.
self-defending, but they're not allowed to interlude to the point where they cause his death.
Yes,
he's going to go to jail
because she's a woman. He used deadly force. She was in fear for her life, and so it's the fear in the mind of the victim, as Larry knows.
Okay, well, this guy isn't a woman. He's a man.
He was protecting
and he's being
women.
attacked by another man.
He was protecting women.
It's self-defense.
It's not on the train. It wasn't.
Listen, it's fear in the mind of the victim. That's the definition of assault.
Yeah, but that's not going to stand in New York.
I fired in fear for my own life, and it doesn't matter
They
if he's
didn't fire at anybody, Dan. They didn't even have a gun involved. There's no gun involved.
This is felony right here.
There's no gun involved.
It doesn't have to be the use of a gun. It could be anything.
Well, they're going to lose this one in New York.
I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think so either.
Well,
they beat Ed Denoy St. Ben. The police in New Zealand carry rubber ducks and beat people. You mean with the ducks?
No, blackjacks they carry.
Oh,
so the rubber duck is.
Oh, that's a. You mean sticks like the olden days?
No, it's a spring with a piece of lead on the end.
Oh my God, that's
coated in
horrible.
rubber.
That's horrible.
You hit a guy with a piece of lead in the head, you can kill him real easy.
Well, they're carrying it too far by suing the city. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because of course, you have to arrest them.
Well, the guy deserved to be arrested.
You know, of course you have to arrest him.
The guy on the train deserved to be arrested.
Well, I think we're talking about two different things. I
I
missed a
think
piece
we
of the
are.
story.
There was a Navy vet that,
Oh, the guy that did the chokehold.
yes,
He's
that
guilty
guy.
of a crime.
Thank you. Larry doesn't think so.
I don't
Oh,
think
we
so.
were talking about two different things. I was talking about the Chicago shooting, and you were talking about the guy that used the chokehold, the cardboard hold. No, you can't do that.
That's
You have
right.
to,
Thank you.
yeah, you can't do that.
Larry
I
thinks
mean,
he's innocent.
I
huh?
didn't say. I don't think he's
Well,
guilty of a
I
felony.
think that was a tough one because you
That's
have to
guilty of
be.
a felony, Larry. That's called murder.
I
Third
think you
degree.
have to. I think you have to. I think that one's going to be a tough one.
He didn't
Uh,
intentionally mean to murder the guy,
Yeah,
but
all
I
that
right,
think
was the
that's.
Maurice.
result.
All right, Maurice. Have fun in the city.
Third degree
Hi,
murder is
Larice.
manslaughter.
I'm going to tell you this, and you can either believe me or not believe me. In Indiana, he wouldn't have been charged.
Bye,
I
Larice.
don't believe that.
Oh, I'll guarantee it.
He can guarantee whatever, but I don't believe it.
There's been people shot through a door, killed, and not charged with a crime.
Well, you can't shoot through doors either.
You can in Indiana. You fear your life or somebody else's life. Oh yes,
That's a low standard, Larry.
yeah.
It's
Doesn't
a
matter.
problem in
It's the
Indiana.
well,
The guy with the chokehold is probably guilty of negligent homicide.
Yes, thank you, Dan. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah.
And
The guy.
I don't think he deserves more than like 3 or 4 years in jail.
I don't
Yeah,
think
he
he
probably
deserves
will.
that.
I think that's probably how it's going to turn out.
I don't
Yes,
think
You know, he should plead that one out. Really.
like I
because the
said.
guy who he choked out touched nobody.
Yeah.
So therefore, you can't say he was even guilty of anything but verbal assault.
Yeah. So that's negligent homicide. I think the guy's going to have to plead that one out. But I heard he pled not guilty.
Yes,
Well,
he
you're
did.
going
And
to
he's
plead not guilty. That's how you get your best deal. In New
well,
Yeah.
York, in New
Well,
York
that's
City,
true
they'll
too.
probably convict you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
that's right. You have to
but
you
they
have to
have
play it
people
out.
that they
You have
have
to
people
make them
that
spend
done
money.
worse in New York
Yeah.
City, and they don't charge them. That's what gets me.
Yeah, self-defense laws are kind of. I mean, you go into New Orleans, you have Napoleonic law. I mean, Jesus, stay out of New Orleans, stay out of Louisiana.
Well, like I said, it's all the state. And I'm not saying the state law wouldn't want to charge in Indiana, but the people would not convict him. They
that's
the
hard
kid
to
I was.
say, Larry. You're not a member of the
Hold on.
jury.
I'm going to tell you the
Wow, you got a
true
whole bunch of
story.
people in the chat, Larry,
Back in
today.
the late '80s, early '90s, a kid went to the
Wow.
wrong house and started beating on the door. And the guy was in the house with his wife and kids and told the guy he would go away. You were at the wrong house. They kept beating on the door. He
But
shot him
that's a
through the
case
door.
by case basis, Larry. And you want to rule all law based
No,
on a
no, no,
case
no.
that
He
you didn't
shot him
even
through the
witness.
door. He shot him through the door.
Right, but you want to rule all law on a case you didn't even witness.
Well, you didn't
You
witness it.
can't do that.
You didn't witness it. But anyway, like I
Ed,
said, they took
I
him
miss
to
your
the
sense of
grand
humor,
jury.
Ed.
They took it to the grand jury, and the grand jury refused to indict, even though it almost cost an international incident. Because the kid that was killed was a Japanese citizen.
That happened
Oh,
here in State
damn.
College, Pennsylvania, on Penn State property.
Well, this was actually on city property. It was in southern part of Terre Haute, southern end.
They got a
But
similar case
he was
that
a
happened
block
in
or two off where
Pennsylvania.
he was supposed to be, thinking it was a party. But I mean, all the lights were out. You should know there was no party. And you start beating on a door, and the guy was afraid he was going to break the door down, so he shot him.
Yeah, you know what happened to a friend? Oh my gosh, you know what? Accidents happen too. So here's what happened. So I got in high school. So a friend of mine gets drunk, and he's going home, right? But he lives in a neighborhood where all the condos, they look the same. So he tried to open the door to his apartment, can't get in. He starts pounding on the door, kicks the door open, and then waiting on the perch from his second floor stairs is the guy holding his shotgun, who blew him right back through the door. May he rest in peace.
Yeah. But
Yeah, well, that's breaking and entering.
You can't break and entering. You have the right to defend yourself. Yes.
well, uh, you're right in that the guy had the right to defend himself. But you could not convict the guy that was killed of B&E, or at least of burglary. You couldn't convict him of burglary. You might be getting for breaking and entering, but burglary is the only crime that you have to have an intent to commit another crime. All right. Now, what I mean by
Oh,
that is, if
but
he
you
honestly
can't
thought
look
that was his,
inside.
Yeah, but
You can't.
before you get there,
No,
Larry, you've already had
you
criminal
just
trespass.
Yeah, it's criminal
what
trespass.
I'm saying is that when
Yeah.
you said he thought that was his apartment,
Yeah, yeah.
he had no intent to commit a crime.
Right,
Right.
you had criminal
So, but he
trespass.
did
Right.
break in.
Also,
So it was breaking and
busted the
entering. I'm
door.
just saying you couldn't get him for burglary.
Yeah, yeah.
They had
It was Dan White. Had he survived, right? His defense would have been diminished capacity.
Yeah,
Diminished capacity, they
yeah,
call it. In
but
California.
also there'd been no intent to commit burglary.
Yeah.
Uh,
But anyway,
but like I said,
No one
breaking
knew-
and entering probably would have still.
no one knew his intent. That was the problem. See,
Well,
no one really
they had
knew
a
his
guy
intent.
that broke into a house, thinking it was his house or a friend's house. I can't remember which. And went to sleep on the couch. And they tried to charge him with burglary, but they couldn't convict him of burglary because, like I said, he had no intent to commit a crime.
Ed, you were convicted of Burger King at McDo. You deserve to do 20 years. If you got off, you should have to serve a 20-year sentence because we're talking charbroiled versus fried. Charbroiled versus fried. Yeah, do you have that footage, Crystals? Do a video on that for YouTube. I'm not surprised if Crystals choked a man out. I'm not surprised at all that she would do that. Hell no.
Abby says she's drinking coffee. That's too late in the day for coffee for me. It's for those of you in the Philippines, I'm 12 hours behind you. So it's about almost 9:45.
Well, listen, since we're in the future, Larry, I could tell you right now, you don't want to have anything to do with the next 12 hours.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I do too. I want to sleep.
Yeah, then he's got to get up and go to work early. God
Yeah,
bless him.
just,
Yeah, I
just
gotta get
make
up
sure all the
a little after
doors and
5.
windows are locked. That's all I got to say about that.
I'm talking about windows and stuff. Some of my people in the apartment, they have screen doors. So somebody was sitting out their apartment that had a screen door, and I asked them what they had to do. They said you just have to go, make sure your door, go buy the screen door, and maintenance will put it on for you. So I'm thinking seriously about doing that. It'd be nice to have a screen door so you can open up your windows and your door and sit in the living room and enjoy the breeze. But I'll have to look into it. And,
Where you putting
Ben,
the screen door, on the front or the back?
Ben,
I
Ben
have no
says-
back door.
Ben is
You have
saying
no
he's way
sliding
into the
glass door?
future.
Huh?
You have no sliding glass door?
No, I have no. I got a big screen, a big window that I can open up in my bedroom, but there is no door back.
How do you
here.
get to your patio? Jump through the window?
No, my patio is at the front.
Oh,
It's where I enter. Now, if I lived on the second floor, it would be a balcony, but it'd be this. I could have a screen door downstairs and one upstairs, but I don't live upstairs. I'm glad I don't because I'm tired of going up and downstairs all the time.
Ben, you're cracking me up.
You see what Ben says? 6 kids, Crystal. Start fighting your hubby off. And Crystal goes, Ben, I did.
Learn to swallow.
No.
Well, guys, I gotta get going. It's been fun.
Well, we're going to go ahead and end it here in a little bit. It's not been quite 2 hours, but
I thought you were going 4 hours today.
oh no. I'm not
Nah,
staying
he'll
on
pay
there
for that
doing
tomorrow when he goes to work.
Yeah, I'll
My
be paid
goodness.
for it. That's the one thing I regret about working weekends.
Where's
I have to live
Retro
at my
been? Where's
Ed is
Retro
cracking
been?
me up. You see what Ed just said? He said, Ben, the New Zealand police use sheep as canine dogs.
Hey,
I
whatever
thought they
works.
used him as girlfriends.
Whoa!
No, that's the Australians.
That's why
not
New
the
Zealanders
Zealanders.
always have a smile on their face.
The Sheilas. But like I said, though, we
That's too funny. I've never met a sheep that I didn't love.
Nah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Canine dog would do a little bit more than go blah. They'll take a bite out of the crab.
Get off of me. Get off of me.
Dan the sheep shagger.
Dan, you seem to know a lot about that.
Ed Denoy said Dan the sheep shagger.
Well, you know, I want to move to New Zealand someday.
With your sheep raiders?
He's going to be a sheep herder.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
No
A
rams.
sheep herder.
He's gonna herd them up all night long. Herd them.
Oh my goodness gracious! Hey guys, it's been fun. I got to get out of here.
All right, tell Mammy we all said hi.
Yeah, I'll see you guys all at the Dunkin' Donuts.
All right, we'll see you in your next life.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
All right, now everybody, like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this one. And we've been going almost an hour and 50 minutes, close to it. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm glad everybody came. And I want to thank you all for coming and remembering Lenard. So we all do miss him. So remember now, people, be nice to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And as always, try to have fun. We're shutting this one down, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.